right, so here's the package. Go ahead and open her up. We have the instructions, business card, I guess. This looks like the controller, and then the two light connectors and screws, nuts and washers, and an invoice. So this unit was $203 for this unit. So we'll go ahead and start the install on that. So it's the P3 light with Decelerometer, turn signals. So there was Joel, who we went riding with on the last trip. He had this on his, and it was just like, what the hell is that thing doing? It's just like dancing and all kinds of stuff, and it really gets your attention. So this is a good safety thing to add to the, especially on the back end there, because yeah, you do have a pretty bright light, but anything else added would be a plus. So let's go ahead and get this installed. Welcome back to the channel, Tony here. So today we're installing the rear additional lights. So these are the Decelerometer or whatever you call them. They'll go on here, so they'll give me some additional options for lighting for the brake light and turn signal. So we're going to go ahead and get into this and see how the install should go. Pretty clear. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to mount these here. Then we're going to run up underneath here. We're going to run up into the back here where we're going to install the controller. So the controller will go right back in here somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and look at that and see what we need to do and get her hooked up. We're going to see. We took the plate off just to get some room to work with. We'll see what we got here. We got quite a bit of line here. It does come with a couple of screws, so I wonder if we'll have to see if we put the plate on first how that's going to work. It's not too hot today. I did a whole bunch of other stuff this morning, so I'm hoping this will only take about an hour. Get it done by lunchtime and we'll take her out for a ride. Barely enough room, so we'll have to see. So there is no right or left, but we'll mark them right and left so that we don't get them mixed up. All right, so we're going to have to remove this frame to expose all this. It's going to be the easiest thing. So we'll remove these two, probably these, and see what else, and just pull this whole thing off to access the wiring underneath here. So we'll go ahead and get into that next. Take off some of this temporary wiring. It might give me an opportunity to rewire stuff here if I need to, reroute it, which I'd like to route this maybe underneath and through. Pretty sure I took this off when I did the luggage rack. So I think you had to take it off to access. There she wants to go. Okay, so we can move that out of the way. That's good because we want it to run this back up in there and back down. So we need to access this one. So that'll be good. Yeah, right there. These are the turn signals right here. Okay, so here's our turn signal, our left and right here. And then this is our, see what's going on here. This right here is our rear tail light. So we're going to see if we can unplug that, which I think we can. We'll just go ahead and look at that and see what we can do. All right, so we're going to see if we can get these wires up and underneath here. I don't know if any of this part is, I think I can come through somewhere over there. So we'll just have to play around with it. Would like to get them concealed. All right, so we drilled some holes back up in here and we're feeding this in. So we should be able to get this all concealed. There we go. And that's a nice little tight locker there. Plenty of slack for whatever we want to do. We'll just give it just a little more slack just in case, because that's a locker right there. This little guy right there, you can't pull it through once you get through that. Looking good. Okay, so you can see we got our wires inside now. Now we can go ahead and put the cover on. All right, so we got everything hooked up. So here's the light. We're not sure on the configuration, but you can see where I'm coming through right here. Underneath, you can see where those wires come out right here and then go in underneath this, and then they come out at the same place. So the white wire goes to the black wire of the plug to your tail light. I went ahead and tied into this line, which is right here, this is my my constant power for the Denali, or the keyed, well, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, the keyed power. So I just tied into that same line there. I tied into here for the ground, and then you have the yellow and the blue, and they'll correspond to the orange and the blue. and those go underneath. So when you pull this all out, there's the wires coming out of the bottom, so you don't have to go in through this. And here's the controller right here. So I don't know if it needs, I got to see how the seat's gonna seat on top of that first. So we're tightening everything down, and then we're gonna put the seat on and see how that works in case we got to take this off and move this. There's a little bit, it could go, but if I need to, I can just snap that off and bring it down through here, through this channel, and put it over here. And then we'll go from there. The hardest part is taking all this crap off, and you really need to take this off to really get to everything that you need to get to. There's no way you're going to get to the plug back here for this guy right here. And then you can get your wires in underneath that piece down there. And then they're just out here. I might have to make a bracket, yeah, so that you can see the plate is wider than this. So what I need to do is I just need to do a little bracket and extend these pretty much to the outside of this right here. Extend it to the outside of this, and then that'll be perfect so that it sits kind of like that. So I'll go ahead and do that, but I just wanted to get everything hooked up and make sure everything was put back together right and working. So far so good. We'll take a look. So I have my hazards on. So yeah, we're just going to get her all put back together so we can take it for a test ride. Yeah, it's more than a 40-minute job just because of taking all this stuff off. Yeah, it might take you 40 minutes to just actually hook up everything once you got it all open, but no. I'm just probably going to get a piece that will go across the top here and extend out and just attach that. All right, so we got the bracket. We go ahead and got these guys on. That's nice and clean. I think that's going to work. See my wiring. Yeah, that's going to work really well. We'll have to take her out for a test ride once we get her all put back together. There's still quite a bit to do to get it back together. Suckers are bright. That's really going to help out a lot. All right, well, we'll take her out for a test ride once we get her all back together. All right, so we're going to take her on a test ride and see how she does. You can see that it's oscillating here just as you're driving down the road. And when you come to a stop or apply the brake, it'll give you a 3 flash stop. And then you can see the turn signals working, so that's great. Really like the fact that it oscillates, because that's really, you know, making you stand out more. And then as you get back on the highway and you're off the brakes, it goes back to the oscillating. It's not going to really show what it's like, because I know it doesn't look like this when you're on the road, but it is definitely dancing around. And then again, you get those 3 flashes when you put on the brake, which really helps, because I've been so used to just like hitting my brake multiple times to just make sure people see, and now I don't have to do that. And then again, the oscillation is great when you're on the road. It's probably really going to help at night. And yeah, I love it. I think it's a great addition.